Hi guys, this is the Java series. In this session we will discuss about how the super keyword is used to invoke the immediate parent class constructor. Okay, we have already discussed about constructor. Mainly constructors are used to initialize the variables or objects. We have two types of constructors. One is the default constructor and the second one is the parameterized constructor. Here, how to call the immediate parent class constructor using the super keyword. Okay, so in this example, I have created two classes, animal super 2 and dog super 2, and one more class, test super 3. Okay, so this is my parent class and this is my child class. Okay, here inside my parent class, I have the default constructor. So what is it? This is the default constructor because it does not contain any parameters. That's why we can call it as this is the default constructor. The name should be same as the class name. Okay, there is no return type. Okay, so this is called the default constructor. Okay, so when this constructor will be invoked? During the creation of the object of the class only, this constructor will be automatically invoked. We already discussed about these things. Okay, here what is the role of this constructor? This constructor is used to print animal on my console. That's it. Simple task. Okay, and here I have implemented the single inheritance concept. We know this is the syntax for single inheritance. This is the child class name, extends keyword, and this is the parent class. That means this child class inherits all the properties and behaviors from this parent class. Inside this child class, I have a constructor. Okay, the constructor name should be same as the class name. Here also the default constructor because it does not contain any parameters. Okay, and there is no return type. Inside this constructor, I have the super keyword. Okay, so what is the role of this super? Here this super is used to invoke the constructor which is present inside the parent class of this child. That means this will be invoked. Okay, so this super keyword is used to invoke the immediate parent class constructor. And here we have one more statement. The statement is used to print the dog on my console. Okay, and here I have created one more class, test super 3. Inside this class only I have the main method. So my file name should be same as this class name only. Okay, execution starts only from the main method only. Okay, here I have created the object. D is my object for this subclass or child class. New keyword is used to create the memory for this object during the execution of the program. And this is the default constructor. Okay, we know already. Okay, the constructor will be invoked during the creation of the object of the class, isn't it? So, what happens after encounter this line? The control jumps from the 20th line to the subclass constructor. But inside this subclass constructor, we have the superclass constructor, isn't it? If I use super keyword inside the constructor means it refers to the immediate parent class constructor. So what will happen? The control again jumps from the 12th line to the parent class constructor. Okay, here I have the statement animal. So this statement will be executed. After then the control again jumps from the 6th line to the 13th line. Here we have the statement dog that will be printed on our console. And again the control jumps from the 13th line to the 21. So let me execute this one. So this is our output, animal and dog. Okay. So during the creation of this object, what will happen? This child class object will be invoked. So the control jumps from the 20th line to the 10th line. But inside this child class constructor, we have super keyword. So this super keyword is used to invoke immediate parent class constructor. So the control again jumps from the 12th line to the 3rd line. That is the constructor which is inside the parent class. So this statement is executed. That's why we got animal. And then again the control jumps from the 5th line to the 13th line. Here we have dog. Okay, this is from the child class constructor. That's why we got dog. Again the control jumps from the 13th line to 21. That's it. In this example, we have used the super keyword. This super keyword is used to invoke the immediate parent class constructor. I hope you all understood about the super keyword that is used to invoke the immediate parent class constructor. Okay. Here I have explicitly write super keyword. In this example, I didn't use any super keyword to invoke the immediate parent class constructor. Still, the immediate parent class constructor will be invoked. How? With the help of the compiler, the immediate parent class constructor will be invoked implicitly. Okay, let me execute this one. Here I have animal and dog. But in this example, I didn't use any super keyword to invoke the immediate parent class constructor, isn't it? Still, this immediate parent class constructor is invoked. How? With the help of the compiler. Okay, that is happened implicitly. That's why we got animal here. Got it? What is the difference between the previous and this current example means all the lines are the same. Okay, but here I didn't use the super keyword. Inside the child class constructor, I didn't use any super keyword, but here I have used the super keyword explicitly. In this case, I didn't use the super keyword, but that super keyword is automatically generated by the compiler implicitly. That's why we got animal here. Okay, so here I have created the object of the subclass. Here this is the child class constructor. So the control jumps from the 20th line to the 10th line. This is the constructor which is inside this subclass. Inside this subclass constructor, I didn't have any super keyword. Still, the control jumps from the 12th line to the immediate parent class constructor with the help of the compiler. Okay, that's why we got this animal in our console like this. And then the same like the previous example, the dog is printed. Got it? So the super keyword is used to invoke the immediate parent class constructor explicitly or implicitly. In this session, we will discuss about how the super keyword is used for reusing the parent constructor. Okay, so here this is the example program. I have created person and EMP. Here person is the parent class and EMP is the child class. I have implemented the single inheritance type. EMP inherits all the properties and behaviors from the person. Okay. Inside this person, I have created two variables, ID and name. What is it? This is the parameterized constructor. Okay, the name of the constructor should be same as the class name. And here we have the parameters. That's why we can call it as parameterized constructor. Okay, so what is the task of this constructor? This constructor is used to initialize the variables which are present inside the person class. Okay. Here I have used this keyword. So we already discussed about this keyword. So this keyword is used to refer the current class object. Okay. So this dot id means the id is present inside this person class. Okay. What is it? This id is the parameter. Okay. Here the name is the parameter, but here the name is what? This is refers to the current class variable. And here I have created the EMP. EMP inherits all the properties and behaviors from the person class. Single type inheritance I have implemented. I have created one variable inside the subclass. Its data type is double. Okay. And here this is again the constructor. Okay. The constructor name should be same as the class name. And here we have 3 arguments or parameters. That's why it's called the parameterized constructor. Okay. And inside this subclass constructor, I have used the super keyword. Okay. So here I have 2 values, id and name. And here this dot salary. This id and name will be initialized with the help of the immediate parent class constructor. Okay. So what is the immediate parent of this EMP? Person. So after encounter this line, the control jumps from the 16th line to the 5th line. And here the id and name will be initialized. Again the control jumps from the 8th line to the 17th line. Then only the salary will be initialized. This salary is from EMP. This id and name values from the immediate parent class. Okay, that's why we can use the super keyword here. And I have created the method display. This is the return type void. So here the values of id, name and salary will be printed on our console. Okay. And here I have created one more class, test super 5. Inside this class only I have the main method. So my file name must be same as this class name only. And the execution starts only from the main method. Here I have created the object for the subclass, that is EMP. New keyword is used to create the memory for this object during the execution of the program. And here, what is it? This is the parameterized constructor. Okay, so what happens after encounter this line? The control carries these values 101, Anita and 45,000 and jumps from the 28th line to the 14th line. Here the 101 will be stored inside the ID and Anita will be stored inside the name and 45,000 will be stored inside the salary. And the control comes inside this subclass constructor. And here we have the super keyword with id and name arguments. After encounter this line, what will happen? The control carries the id value and name value and jumps from the 16th line to the 5th line. Because here we have the super keyword. Super is used to refer the immediate parent class constructor only, isn't it? Here. So the control comes here. So id value is 101 and name value is Anita, isn't it? So those values will be initialized to id and name. Okay, so this id and name which are belongs to the person class. After then the control again jumps from the 8th line to the 17th line. Okay, and here we have the salary field. That salary will be initialized. Got it? Again the control jumps from the 17th line to 29th line. Here we have the object E1, that is the subclass object dot display. After encounter this line, the control jumps from the 29th line to the 19th line. Here we have the println statement and the ID will be printed, that is 101 will be printed, name will be printed, that is Anita will be printed, and salary, that is 45,000 will be printed on our console. Okay, let me execute this one. Here 101, Anita 45,000. What is happened here? This is the parameterized constructor. So these parameters is carried by the control and jumps from the 28th line to the 14th line. And here we have the super keyword with arguments ID and name. The values of ID and name is carried from the 16th line to the immediate parent class constructor, because super refers to the immediate parent class constructor only. So the control jumps from the 16th to 5th line. Here the values ID and name is initialized. Okay, after then the control jumps again from the 8th line to the 17th line, and here salary is initialized, and then the control jumps from the 17th line to the 29th line. Here event.display. So the control jumps from the 29th line to the 19th. Here all the values is printed like this. Got it? So in this example we have used the super keyword. Okay, this super is used for reusing the parent constructor. I hope you all understood about how the super keyword is used for reusing the parent constructor. We have completed this session. If you have any doubts, drop the message on the comment section. If this video is useful to you, like and share. For more videos, subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon, then only you will get the notification for my new updates. Have a nice day. Thank you.